Welcome, everybody. It's Smark City here, and we'll call it the non-apocalyptic edition of the WWE SmackDown Live Review podcast.
Well, we're still here, so I guess the apocalypse didn't happen yet.
Yeah, I guess so.
Give it till January.
there's always a chance that it could happen, but we'll be hopeful that it doesn't. My name is Drew, of course, and with me, as always, is the little Finn Balor-looking guy.
Look at you already trying to start something. All right. Finish your thought.
I don't think that was a negative thing.
It wasn't, or at the end it wasn't, but you were like, look, and this other little, I was like, all right, first off, I don't like the word little. It's not accurate.
Well, anyway. Not like I would know that, but
yeah.
We're gonna do. Let's be cordial tonight. Let's not fight. Let's be good, okay?
Let's be good, okay.
Let's be good. With me is the lovely Mr. Alex Brady.
There we go. That's better. Hi, people. There are people out here, right? Cool. We're not alone. So yeah, SmackDown. What's up, dude? What'd you think of it?
Considering we were in a really crappy mood last Tuesday, I don't remember it at all. But this week, now that I've settled from the fact that we're, having the next 4 years that we're going to have, and that's settled in now, and I've dealt with it. SmackDown was fantastic tonight, the 900th episode, and I thought it was probably one of the best episodes that they've had since going live.
Yeah, I thought it was really good. You knew there was going to be a little bit of a nostalgic aspect to the show, but it was done wonderfully. Like, dude, King Booker was my jam. That was fun. And that's what you wanted. You want it to be quick and inoffensive, but really still, give you that feeling of like, oh yeah, I remember this. And I got that from him. Got that from Undertaker. We'll get to that in a bit. Got that from Edge. God damn, he still has the best theme song I've ever heard in my goddamn life. Yeah, man, good show. Everybody looked pretty good going in. There's still some weirdness to it. It's just a McMahon thing that apparently Vince thinks certain things work a certain way, and they clearly do for him, but not for everyone. And I don't know. I feel like he assumes that everyone likes what he likes. With a few of with his reasoning for things, but that's okay. It's I can live with it when the show's really fun,
I read a interview from Freddie Prinze Jr. today. Not the whole interview, just an excerpt where he talks about his time in WWE. And he said, if I'm remembering correctly, he said that Vince does not take in any other pop culture other than whatever he does on WWE programming.
Yeah, I know. I've heard that before from other places. And that's not a good thing if you're booking a show. Like that. That's one of the things that they tell you if you're going to create something is consume as much as possible, so you're not just in your own head. You're getting out and experiencing new things and tinkering with things, and it's good. That's good for you. It's healthy and it gives you new ideas. He doesn't do that, and some people will vilify Vince. I don't think he's doing anything other than trying to put the best product he possibly can on. That's in my head, that is absolutely what he's doing. It's just, there's certain things that I'm not game for when he would be, and that's why you got to have people around you can trust and other opinions and more people in on it than just, you. That's the reason. So,
well, here is the best part. The best part
again with SmackDown so good, it doesn't matter. But yeah,
the best part of that little excerpt was Freddie said that he was, I think, on the company jet with Vince, and he was watching a Richard Pryor thing whatever, a special or something.
Yeah.
And Vince not only said that he did not know who Richard Pryor was, but when Freddie said, well, I like comedy or something to that effect, Vince told him, well, we have Santino. Basically, that Santino is Vince's comedy, and he doesn't
Well,
do
well,
comedy anywhere else.
Santino is. Well, here's the other inference: is that Santino is on Richard Pryor's level. No, that's no, sir. That's not how that works. And I think it just comes from. He's clearly got a huge ego, but I think he means well. It's just he doesn't get it. He doesn't get how weird that sounds. So whatever. I mean,
Yeah.
it's cool.
So let's talk about this show. Let's talk about, well, what do you want to talk about first?
There's a lot of miscellaneous things I just want to note on it during the show at some point, but I guess where we should start is probably with the Intercontinental Championship match, because that was a big deal. And
that was a huge highlight on this show.
Yeah, that's a big deal, man.
Now, normally, and I told you this in private, normally I would be huffing and hawing about interferences in big matches like this, but it really, for some reason, I guess it's just because I guess I've developed some sort of a bias on SmackDown where I just love literally everything.
Yeah, you have, but that's okay. As long as you identify it, like, yeah, whatever, that's fine.
Yeah. Basically, I think that interference was right in the way that it was done, in that it wasn't, if it was strictly just the Spirit Squad came out and did that thing, and then Miz, pinned him there, I think it would have been dumb. But I think what added to it was what actually happened with Maurice pushing Miz up off the mat and leading him to pin Ziggler for the win. I think that was actually a very well done interference that
you're cool with it, essentially.
Yeah, and not only am I cool with it, but I really, and I tweeted this tonight, I really wanted to see Miz versus Sammy more than Dolph versus Sammy. So,
well, okay. I would have rather seen Sammy versus Ziggler, but that's whatever your preference is. That's fine. What was so good about this from my perspective is, we get interferences and things all the time, and they really are just kind of expected, right? But this was different because you did expect it from Miz, but he just cheated so goddamn much in this match. I mean, the Spirit Squad helped him. He cheated himself. Maurice cheated for him. And it's just enough to where you're like, God, I hate this guy. Well, that's good, because guess what's going to happen at Survivor Series?
He's going to lose.
He's going to lose. And now it gives Dolph Ziggler a whole lot more to be pissed off at The Miz about. Beyond, like, okay, first off, you screwed me, but now you've screwed everyone on this show by, like, not being able to hold on to this championship belt. And now you've got hell to pay, dude. Like, it's not just about my title anymore. This is about getting retribution for how much you've taken away from me. And that's good. That's, that's really, really good. And I just feel like a lot of times interference happens because we have, these two have to fight at some point, right? And it's just like, we got to have some kind of interaction with them. And that's okay, but in this situation, it wasn't just we're having a, tussle. This is totally going in line with the emotions that an audience member is probably feeling, and with what I'm assuming the storyline is moving forward. I mean, I would be shocked if Miz beat Sami Zayn. So
me too.
Yeah,
definitely.
It's just a cool decision. I really like it.
I also really, really love that Miz has taken almost all of Daniel Bryan's most popular moves and does them now.
Right. It's just such a dick move, man. This dude can't even perform, so you're taking the one thing he can't do from him. That's
Did he? I don't know if 'cause I know
just vile.
you were doing
gross.
some stuff tonight, so you weren't really like 100% paying attention. But my TV is not directly in front of me, so I have to keep looking away every now and then. Did you
Yeah.
happen to notice if Miz did the running knee?
I'm pretty sure he did.
Because it did look like at one point that he did that.
I can't tell you for sure, but I think he did, which would be a CM Punk thing. That would be like, that's smart for him. It's like, look at all these fan favorites you used to have that I outlasted. Like that's a good move.
I'm talking about Daniel Bryan.
The Bicycle knee. No, my bad. I was thinking the corner knee. I'm dumb. I think he did. I can't tell you for sure, but like, why not? You know what he should do is he should use cattle mutilation. That'd be he'd be taking Daniel Bryan's indie moves from him. That'd be that'd be awful. That'd be mean.
I would love it.
I would love it too. That'd be awesome.
Miz is, as DX Goldie in our chat said. By the way, shout out to DX Goldie. Thank you very much for our first 2K17 really awesome wrestling show from yesterday. That was fun to watch. I enjoyed that. Yeah, Miz is the perfect heel. He really is. I'm sure I've talked about this before, but I've just hated his guts for the longest time, and I've wanted to punch him in the face so badly. And the past couple of months now, and that was as a shoot, by the way. I really don't like him at all. But then
I love how you use wrestling terminology just as a regular way to describe
because
things.
It is. It's
you know.
Like I sometimes hate you as well.
Well,
but we won't get into that.
A certain someone said we're going to not get into that tonight. I don't know who that could have been, but
yeah, we're not going to get into that. So the point is that I now love to hate him. It's become a very passionate hate-love relationship now, because ever since that Talking Smack promo, I have just been overcome with so many emotions when I see him on TV. From, wow, you're incredible, to, God, I want to punch you in the face, to, how dare you cheat, to, I'm happy that you won. Just so many different things. And now that he is going into Survivor Series and facing Sammy, I think that was the right move. Where Dolph goes from here now, technically has a rematch. So if Sammy wins, does he go to Raw and get the rematch?
I bet they haven't even considered that, to be perfectly honest. I bet what they're thinking is it escalates the Miz Ziggler feud, and they have one final big blow-off match, and then they move on. And that would be really cool. That'd be a really cool wrinkle, a unique wrinkle to the feud, for a special reason for Ziggler to hate him, and it would force Miz to do something different because now there's no belt on the line,
right?
So that would be good.
And technically, Miz would also have the rematch, so
right,
they could have a match between them to see who goes to Raw to get the rematch.
I mean, there's a lot you could do. I mean, whether they'll do it or not, we'll see. But, yeah, man, it's just a good feud. It's been a good feud since they did it, which is just, it's still mind-boggling to me that Ziggler-Miz is one of the top feuds in WWE. Like, that's just incredible.
So I wanted to ask you, actually. We had originally talked about this about a month and a half ago when it first started, and you were not as excited about it as I was.
No, I'm still shocked that I like it, because they've fought each other so many times over the years, and I just have never cared, but this time I do. And it's just, I mean, it's incredible that they've done it differently. And there was these reports, like people have been like, man, SmackDown's so good. And you know how Smarks are just, Vince must not be running it. And, there was the reports that, no, Vince is still running it. I mean, they're clearly allowing SmackDown writers some freedom here. They're letting them do some stuff. And
why do you think that is?
I don't know. I bet a lot of it is kind of how NXT has been, where Triple H says, this is the secondary show. Why don't we try some stuff here? If it works, we move it over to Raw. And it gives, I'm sure that is, wonderful logic for Vince or somebody. And it gives, it's good in that aspect, but it's good for whomever backstage because they're getting a chance to do stuff. And they kind of mentioned it tonight where I think it was Edge said, yeah, it's still the land of opportunity. SmackDown's still the land of opportunity and all that stuff. And he wanted to shake Ellsworth's hand and all that stuff. And that is what SmackDown's about. That's what it's always been about. It's always been about, you're not going to have Rock Austin on that show much. It's going to be more the meat of the roster, and they're getting a chance to do some cool stuff, and they deserve the chance, and they usually kill it.
Apparently, breaking news. Apparently, Miz is on Talking Smack and already going at Brian, which is going to be wonderful to watch after this.
First off, that's not breaking news. Breaking news is
everything is breaking news.
No, it's not. That's clickbaity. Breaking news is like someone died.
Breaking news.
I'm breaking news right now in that no one else knows this. That's what breaking news means.
Okay, I'll give you some real breaking news.
I am getting a journalism degree, so I would know this.
I'll give you real breaking news.
Okay.
The Rock is people's sexiest man alive.
That's not breaking. That's been reported already.
But it hasn't been reported on Smark City yet.
But that's not how that works. God damn it. Such a tool.
I know.
I don't know why I'm so fed up with that. I guess I'm just fed up because there are so many bad reporters in today's day and age. It's all about the money and not about actually informing people and being unbiased and shit, which is what the fucking journalism job is supposed to be.
Nobody is even a real journalism.
You're not even a real journalism. God, I love Fandango. He's so good. I will never not love Fandango. He could punch a baby and light an orphanage on fire. I'd be like, you know what? Those kids weren't going to be pretty. It's fine. None of them were going to be pretty.
Oh, I think here is breaking news. I think Nikki has a broken tooth. I'm seeing some pictures floating around of her.
Yeah, Carmella was working stiff, man.
One of her front teeth is kind of looking not great right now. Let me retweet it.
I just had an awful thought that Cena will appreciate it, but then I shouldn't have said that.
Yeah.
God, I'm an awful person for even thinking that. God damn it. Well, I'm sure they have dental, so it's okay.
Yeah.
And probably not through WWE, but I'm sure that Cena does, so. Yeah. Examples,
no
Gawker,
Cena. No Cena tonight.
All those shitty people. That's fine. First off, what the fuck? Because that made me think, what the fuck was Undertaker on about? Undertaker, or he's like, WrestleMania will no longer be my legacy. I'm back. What? Are you back full time, Taker? I don't think so.
Yeah, I was wondering what that was.
He never specified. That should be a big, what the fuck are you talking about? And I haven't really seen people getting wait, Taker, what the fuck does that mean yet? So I guess we'll find out. That would be a journalistic question. It's wait a second, what the fuck are you talking about? You're back. That came out of the blue.
Well, we'll find out after Survivor Series, I guess, if Team SmackDown doesn't win, because there will apparently be hell to pay.
He's here to stay, maybe.
Which would be so funny for all of the journalism sites, or as a good friend of mine, Eddie Mack, calls it news with a bunch of Z's, reporting how Taker is hurt and Taker needs surgery and this and that and blah, blah, blah. And meanwhile, oh, here's Taker. Now he's a mainstay on SmackDown until WrestleMania. That would just be
Yeah, man.
wonderful.
Yeah, in wrestling, things like that are just crazy. Yeah, man, that's weird. Do you think that Taker may be in the Survivor Series match?
No.
Are you sure? Because
I think that if he...
That's kind of what I got from this, is he says he's back.
I think they would have announced
the most immediate thing is Survivor Series. And I don't well, that's the thing, is I think it's Survivor Series. I don't think they would announce this. This would be a surprise. Where either Shane can't go or Ambrose and Styles get into it and one of them are missing. Like, I feel like this is something that could happen. I don't know if it will, but I'm just saying that would be a way to say that WrestleMania no longer defines you, is if you just kind of jump into the Survivor Series match. And Daniel Price saying he had hip surgery, so maybe not. He did not look in the best of shape, that's for sure. But that's okay.
He sounded a lot clearer, and it didn't sound like
he wasn't as raspy.
Yeah, he sounded healthy, healthier than for the past few years, I'd say.
Yeah, you know what I loved about him too, and this is one of the only things Undertaker can do. People are chanting "You still got it" for him, and he glares at the crowd and just speaks over them, and they all shut up. Like, everyone else would be like, "No, we're gonna talk over you." No, it's Undertaker. Okay, Undertaker, sir. Sorry.
Well, you see, the last night, one of the only highlights on Monday Night Raw, I think, was the end of the show when the commissioner and general manager of both shows were in the ring, and Shane said something to the effect of SmackDown being the better show, and then the whole crowd, mind you, this is Monday Night Raw, the whole crowd is chanting yes, yes, yes. And Stephanie is just like looking around like, you guys bought a ticket to Raw. What are you?
Yeah, but like, you got to go to the show that's in town. It's not like I got the choice to go to SmackDown when I could have gone to Raw. It's, you go to the one that's in town.
I just thought
SmackDown will be in Memphis January or something. I might go to that. We shall see.
A live review from SmackDown would be cool.
I'm not gonna live review.
Well, I mean, not podcast.
But I could be there. I could take pictures and be on the Twitter or whatever. But yeah, I mean, it was just another good show, man. Undertaker was great. They kept it brief. I'm still trying to figure out where they're going with Undertaker, because he doesn't just show up, right? Like, he's not just there to be there. They're working towards something with him.
Well, here's something that I thought, actually. I thought that for a second, the way he was talking, it kind of felt like he wanted a championship run again.
I mean, I wouldn't say no to an Undertaker championship run, because someone would get a win over any man with two hands can masturbate. That is the best username. If you're listening to this, someone in our chat just came in with that name, and I am just in love. Okay, anyway. What I was trying to say about Undertaker is that if he becomes champion, it means somebody gets an Undertaker victory at some point, and that's awesome for somebody's career. I'm still trying to think of any other way that Undertaker could have been connected, because he's been in public recently, so that makes me think this is not just he's here once, right?
Well, yeah, this is what I was saying about the news sites talking about how, he's going to be gone for a while and all this nonsense.
Yeah, I never really bought that.
I think, I would be wild. Well, since I thought about maybe Be like, he seems like he's hyped up. He wants like a championship run. I would really love to see him and AJ go at it.
Well, yeah, well, that was kind of where I was going with this. Is I think that if Taker, if I'm using what Taker said tonight, he said, "Okay, I'm back," so there could be something just in that he's back and he's feuding with someone, or he said, "If we lose, you know, the implication that you better not lose, or you're going to have hell to pay for me." So does one of the SmackDown guys turn on each other and invoke the wrath of Undertaker? Because, I mean, if that's the case, it's either Bray or AJ, right?
Well, you know what? Daniel Price, he pretty much got it, and I could see that. I could see this exact thing happening where Undertaker takes the title from AJ, then John Cena challenges him, or he challenges John Cena.
Oh, my God.
That goes to
Jesus
WrestleMania.
Christ.
And then John Cena not only retires Undertaker, but he also beats Flair's record.
Oh, my God. That would... And I feel like from Vince's perspective, that sounds amazing, right? That sounds like the compelling television people want.
Well, and you want to know something else? I'd go a step further with that.
I don't know about that.
I'd go a step further with that, and I would say that propels him into a heel turn.
Who's Cena?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe, but I mean, like, just as a principle, and again, it's vague. I mean, maybe it's different if in reality than what's happening in my head, but having a belt tied up with a 50-year-old and a 40-year-old who have already established themselves when you're on SmackDown, which is supposed to be the brand that gives the guys like AJ and Dean, who are not necessarily like the top guys of WWE, a chance. I don't know how I feel about that. But man, if it resulted in a Cena heel turn, like a legit bona fide Cena heel turn, I'd be like, you know what? I'll take it. I'll suffer for a couple months just to see Cena as a heel. That'd be great.
Yeah, but I really thought that the last, unless you can think of a different scenario, for me, the last real scenario that could bring a genuine Cena heel turn is beating The Undertaker and retiring him.
I mean, I feel like there's a lot of things you could do to get Cena heel. Like that's not a hard task, in my opinion. Yeah, man, that's just weird. It's just a weird thought. I don't know how I feel about that. But yeah, man, I think with the men's roster here, or at least the men's 5v5 match, it seems pretty set up. I don't know. I don't think Undertaker's going to jump in. I was just kind of raising the possibility. But it does add that little extra that Taker's waiting behind the scenes with his arms folded, like, you better not lose. That's cool. That's a good little, addition to the story. I like it. We're at this is our last show until Survivor Series. So let me have you pick. Who do you think wins the SmackDown Raw 5v5 male wrestler match?
I'm thinking SmackDown.
You think SmackDown?
Mm-hmm. Because I think that they're going to use Survivor Series to finally start the Jericho Owens feud.
Okay.
And I think that's what's going to be. That's going to be what cost them the match at Survivor Series. I think it's going to be either Jericho walks out or Owens beats on him for whatever reason. But yeah. I really feel like that's where they're going to start that feud. And then I think if I read correctly somewhere, Jericho is going to be leaving after the Rumble for a little while. So I think maybe they would do that until the Rumble between him and Owens. He can go, and then maybe Finn Balor will be back by then, or I don't know. But that's what I could see happening with that.
Balor's
So
been ruled out for December. He may be back by January, which would be amazing. Um, I think if I had to pick, I'm probably picking SmackDown as well, just because of the combustible. Like there's clearly some kind of heat between Jericho Owens. There's always been tension between Reigns Rollins, and I can't even think of the fucking fifth guy. Oh, it's Braun. Braun hates everyone. So like, come on, man.
yeah,
Like it clearly feels like, okay, what's going to happen is they're going to have Braun defeat, like he's going to be a monster, right? And then the whole SmackDown team will team up on him and get him out of the match. And then he'll be pissed off and leave. And then you have it's going to be interesting to see the order that the Raw team is eliminated in particular, because I'm trying to think. I feel like Braun's obviously the first guy out, right?
no,
I think so. I think so.
I would think that. Actually, I think Jericho is the first guy out.
I think Jericho's going to be eliminated early, and he may return and screw over KO. But I don't
Exactly.
like that's very much that's a play on some of the matches in the past. I think, and yeah, Daniel said he'll wait on Balor, make him a surprise Rumble entry. I hope he's healthy enough that he can return to the Rumble. If they could get him in the Rumble and have him just kind of take it easy, and then just let him rest up until Mania, that'd be perfect. Like that. If they could get him in there and just have him drop kick people and come in late, one quick sling blade, drop kick, clothesline over the rope, stand tall, like that. Yeah, that'd be great. I'm in for that. Sorry, I see Balor and I get on a tangent. Anyway, I'm trying to think. I think Braun goes first. I think what happens is SmackDown gets a couple people eliminated, and then Braun gets eliminated, and then after that's Jericho, and then it's KO, Reigns, Rollins, and that's just crazy, right? So it would be really interesting to see how they deviate up after that. But I think there's just too much dissension on the Raw side. I think the SmackDown team, I mean, I know they have Shane and stuff, but I feel like they will meld together better because they've got Undertaker threatening them. So, yeah, I mean, come on, Stephanie or Undertaker? Which one's going to scare you more? It's Taker.
Maybe Stephanie. I don't know.
No.
No, well, because she probably would like slap me or kick me in the balls or something.
Well,
at least Undertaker would gracefully
take it like a man. Undertaker would just lock your soul in hell. That'd be great.
I'm apparently going there anyway. So yeah. So any man with two hands can masturbate.
Let me tell you, I need two hands.
Man, we don't need to get into that.
Stack them up.
I maybe even three. He said that it's weird, but I actually like Braun ever since he's been on Raw, and I agree with that 100%.
He's been fantastic on Raw. He's been one of the only good things on Raw.
Braun is, I think, the glue that holds together my eyes and that program every Monday night.
I don't like scarves.
That was so wonderful.
God, I wish he would have worn it. I just want him to be like, I want yours. And then Jericho's like, yeah, sure, here. And then he just wears it for the rest of the show. That'd have been fun. Enough about Raw. We did, yeah. Anyway,
we don't need to be like WWE and include.
Yeah, we've talked about the Intercontinental Championship match. We've talked about the men. Let's talk about the women real quick.
Yeah.
Because you mentioned Nikki with the chipped tooth and all that. She and Carmella worked stiff as shit tonight. That match was
so enjoyable.
Whew, they were kicking each other's asses. And then Charlotte comes down and screams, "Let's go, Nikki!" or "Come on, Nikki!" That's the one. "Come on, Nikki!" Loved that. Loved her making fun of Brie. Um, anyway, what did you think of the match and stuff?
Um, Carmella, you know what? I might be more scared of Carmella than anybody.
She'll kick
Uh,
your ass, man. She'll kick you in the face.
she will, DDT you off the apron. She will twist your neck on the ropes and pull your hair. That was such an incredible spot.
Yeah. Man, she got so good. She was not good when she started NXT. And she's still
No.
not wonderful, but like she is getting it. Like she clearly gets it. It's just going to take some time to really get there. But like, man, she is way better than she. Oh my God, I just found her screenshot for next for my next thumbnail. Anyway, yeah, man, I love Carmella. She's awesome.
Yeah,
I never thought
Nikki,
she'd be good as a heel, but she's killing it. So
I just want to say that there are some people in our timeline, not necessarily in the chat here, but on our Twitter that still do the Nikki is only in the position that she's in because of John thing. That's got to stop.
She's fantastic. It's not that. I just sent you the picture of the thumbnail I'm going to use next week. Check it out. It's on our Twitter DMs.
Oh, that's great.
Isn't it great? Y'all will just have to come back here next week if you want to see it. Where the hell did Bailey go? Yeah, man, she just kind of just disappeared during that brawl. You know, I didn't like her ganging up on somebody. No, I was like, Bailey, you wouldn't do this.
No, she would. Yeah, I agree.
That's what I was talking about when I was talking about the Vince thing. That I think he thinks this is just great, and I'm like, Bailey, you wouldn't just sell out team loyalty to beat someone up like this. That's not you're not like that. That's the problem. But that's okay. When the show's great, like I can overlook it. And when it's bad, I nitpick. But yeah. I feel like both run-out segments, like yesterday's and today's, where one team knocked out the other team and made them run away, I wanted the opposite team to win. So like today I wanted Raw to win. Last night I wanted SmackDown to win. But, they're on whichever show, and apparently, the people in the Raw crowd are just totally diehard Raw fans and vice versa. But that's not the case. So, I don't know. It's just...
Well, it's that, we're SmackDown and we have to stand our ground and all that nonsense.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
But I do think that this brawl between the women was better than the brawl last night between the men.
Yes, it absolutely was. I agree. I feel like I think it's good both ways because the narrative, if Raw had won tonight, would have been easily the Raw team is the one that has all the experience. Becky Lynch is the only one on the SmackDown team, and Nikki Bella, but Nikki Bella's been injured. And they've got a bunch of rookies and young wrestlers, and you clearly got to favor Raw in that match, right? And then with SmackDown, if SmackDown had been able to run off the Raw men last night, it'd been like, oh, they can actually hang with Roman Reigns and Rollins and KO and Chris Jericho. I think the narrative was better the opposite way, but that's, again, nitpicking and
Nia Jax through the barricade and she just died there.
So sick.
That was awesome.
She just committed and just was like, I'm going to run through this son of a bitch. I liked it. That was fun.
Going off of what you just said about the brawls, I do think that while I believe SmackDown's men will win their 5-on-5, I do believe Raw's women will win the women's 5-on-5.
I'm in the same position, and I feel like I got to change my picks now that we're just picking the same shit. Yeah, man, I just think that it's smarter. The SmackDown's the one with 3 of the 4 women of the, quote unquote Divas Revolution, Women's Revolution, whatever. I just think that's. Charlotte, they see money in Charlotte. I don't think they're going to have her team lose. Because those are the three they're getting the biggest pops in terms of women. So that just seems to make sense. Plus, they have Nia Jax, the monster heel over there. Like, just makes more sense, it seems like. Yeah, and I think that the tension between Alexa Bliss and Becky Lynch is more helped by losing, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So that's where I stand on that. The only other match we really need to kind of talk about is the tag team, the tag teams.
Which there was
SmackDown.
no real tag team thing to talk about tonight.
Well, there was. There wasn't like a brawl or anything, but this was, see, like how in fucking Raw, and they did it on SmackDown too, but they've been having like teammates fight each other. That makes no sense to me. What the SmackDown tag teams did was they fought people who weren't each other, which sounds wonderful. And we're going to have all of you fight together, so you get at least one match together where y'all are on the same team. That makes way more sense, right? I mean, that makes...
Ooh. There's a...
Yeah, I saw what Daniel said. We'll get to that in a second. So I just want your opinion on the tag teams real quick. Am I right here? Like, just that having the like, you should totally have them work together, not fight each other and settle your differences. And then,
well, I mean,
dumb.
Well, let me just say really quickly, the ooh was not what Daniel Price said. The ooh was the SmackDown Live Fallout video where Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder and Edge are all together again. So I'll be interested in...
I never even knew they were together.
The Edge heads? You don't remember that?
I don't remember the Edge heads. I remember him having the live sex celebration. That's what I remember about Edge.
well, why did that not?
Him and Lita fucking, or about to fuck, and then it getting ruined.
That's...
My poor little prepubescent aspirations. I'm like, yes, they're going to do it.
You were never innocent, let's be honest.
No. But, you know, I knew they weren't. I knew they weren't going to do it either. But it was just like, are they really? How far are they going to go with this? That was cool.
So on your point, I think that this was the better way to do it, but it didn't look right to me at the same time because, like, they're all, you know, first of all the baby faces, even though not everybody on that team is a baby face, wearing the SmackDown Live blue shirts while the other people are just wearing their regular gear.
The shirts thing they've done forever for Survivor Series, and it's still stupid. It's always been stupid.
And then just that they're all like, you know, once the baby faces, you know, overcome from the heel, and then they're just like, oh yeah, and they're like shoving the shirts in their faces, like, yeah, SmackDown Live. You're all on SmackDown Live.
Everyone's SmackDown. Like, why are you doing that? It's weird. I feel like the best way you could possibly do it, if you're going to book that kind of an angle, is, okay, who are the people that have tension? Make them tag together. So, like, in this instance, Usos, American Alpha. 4-man tag, I'm going to get you 4 opponents. I need y'all to work together. Prove to me you can work together, or one of you are not on the team. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That makes more sense to me. So, like, Rollins Reigns, I need y'all to show me you can work together. Tag team against who knows from Raw. I'm gonna have y'all fight Rusev and Sheamus or something. I don't know. Like, you know, like, you don't need the whole team together. You just need to sort out the issues. And I think that's the way to go there, where it at least makes more sense. But yeah, man. Again, just a really good show. I loved the King Booker thing. That was great. It tickled my heart. Especially when he got on to Breezango, where he's doing the dainty accent, and then they piss him off so much he's just like, "Tell me you did not just say that." It's like, Booker. Oh, Booker.
So
Booker was great, man. He was fun.
There is technically one more thing to talk about for Survivor.
Okay.
But before we get into that, one more thing. Who do you think is going to take? I'll let you answer first this time. Who do you think is going to win
you're
the
so
5-on-5 tag team match?
I think.
Or 10-on-10, technically.
Yeah. So oh Jesus Christ. So I have the SmackDown men winning, the Raw women winning, and I have the SmackDown tag teams winning. I think they're going to put American Alpha over. They're going
Funny enough, I was actually thinking the same thing. But
damn it.
I'm going to play devil's advocate right now.
Ugh.
I am going to say that Raw's tag teams are going to win because New Day wins everything.
That's very true. Did you see the New Day interview after the show yesterday?
I did not.
Yeah, they were all pissed off and shit. And they were like, we're still the best. We didn't say we were the best. We clearly are still the best. They got lucky. And it was like, oh, hey, maybe they're actually having to fucking do something other than shill merch for once.
Which is fun. Because they really did a lot of shilling last night.
Yeah, and I think it plays into what New Day has become, where like they're just having fun and being silly because no one actually challenges them. So now they're like, oh shit. And now they're actually having to be a tag team and work hard, and they can't just do their shuck and jive act. God, man, for as bad as the Bullet Club has been booked, and reminds me of something. I'll say it in a minute. For as bad as the Bullet Club has been booked, they're totally right about the New Day. Like, stop with the shucking and jiving. Like, it's fucking boring and stupid. Like, we're here to compete, not to see you dance and have a dildo on your head. Anyway, with that said, I saw Carl Anderson tweet out today. Let me see if I can read the tweet for you. He had an interesting tweet. You mentioned to me, you notice how they're not saying the club anymore?
Yeah.
Well, he said today, the sole surviving team at Survivor Series this day in Toronto is going to be the hashtag Bullet Club. With a sweet emoji. He hashtagged Bullet Club. So it would have been one thing if he just said Bullet Club or whatever, but I feel like hashtag might mean the WWE's trying to market it.
Well, it's about fucking time.
Are they about to be able to get their first name again? Are they about to pull an Alexander Rusev and have their first name come back? Even though Alexander never.
I did not see this tweet today.
Yeah, he said that. I was like, oh shit. I hope they give it back.
Maybe.
That'd be cool. I
hope
it's Bullet Club.
They're really they're great carnies in that sense.
Yeah, I feel like what would be great if you're going to bring back, or if you're going to let them use Bullet Club, and I don't know the logistics to it. I don't know any of that, but I swear to God, if you're going to have them be Bullet Club, you need to rebrand them. You need to be like, I mean, it's like you're the fucking Diet Soda Club at the moment. Like, you're doing fucking nothing, and they need to either get AJ or Finn Balor in their face and say, you know what? Like, you guys have been shit. Like, straight up. Y'all have been shit. And I need to remind you what this goddamn club is called. It's not the club. It's Bullet Club. We do what we want when we want. So what I want you to do right now is go beat the fucking tar out of somebody. Like that, you know what I mean? Like, they need to have a heart-to-heart here if they're going to rebrand them. Or if they're going to give them that name. It needs to be more than just, oh, hey, they're Bullet Club now.
And what a better time than Survivor Series when all the tag teams are together.
Yeah. And AJ's going to be there behind the scenes with them. Finn's not doing nothing. I mean, you can get him in there to talk to him. Actually,
Finn is doing some...
he's in England. That's right. He's doing the ICW show. He's doing ICW. That's awesome. God, I wish I was at that show. Do you know who's on that show?
A lot of people.
Like a fucking lot of people. Like really good people. If I can find that card, I will. Just for anybody listening, because that's a really good show if you're in England or Ireland or something. Go check out that show. That's gonna be great. Yeah, man. I think that's really kind of sums up my opinions of SmackDown tonight. It wasn't a perfect show, but it was another really, really good one. And the nostalgia act was really great. It wasn't overdone. It worked well in highlighting the current roster instead of just being like, hey, remember all these good people that you used to like instead of all the shitty people that we have now that it sometimes feels like happens on Raw. Oh, yeah, solid thing. What about you?
I want them. This is the problem with WWE this year. They really fucked up a lot of things that could have that were like lightning in a bottle.
Yeah.
Like, you bring the Bullet Club over. You got AJ now this year, Shinsuke Nakamura. You've got Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows. And they had The Outsiders-esque debut in June or May or June, whenever it was that they debuted. And they said Bullet Club, the announcer talked about Bullet Club in Japan, and then all of a sudden it just got dropped.
Yeah, I mean, it's never that great. Just, I don't know, man. It always does feel that way, doesn't it? Like, you get all excited for something and they just kind of drop the ball. And luckily, SmackDown's not been dropping the ball. So, all that's great.
The last match that we should talk about, I guess, because it actually is kind of a big deal. Goldberg.
Fuck that. Fuck that match. You know everything you know about it. It'll happen. It may be good. It may not be. Toronto may boo or may they not. Or they may not. I'm more interested in reading this ICW card for you. They got fucking Grado, Ricochet, the Dudley Boys, Velvet Sky, Jimmy Havoc, Kurt Angle. I think Drew Galloway's on it too. Yeah. Go to that show. ICW. Shout out to ICW. They're fucking awesome. All right, man. I'm kind of out. I don't know what else to say.
Oh, wow. Oh, we've gone just about like 52 or 53 minutes, I think.
Have we? We're in the ballpark we normally are. Where do you think this episode runs in terms of how SmackDown's been since the brand split?
Well, I mean, SmackDown has won a lot more times than Raw, for sure.
Well, yeah, but I mean, just by the SmackDown standard.
Well, I mean, they've had ups and downs, but they're more up lately, which is, again, is that bias? Maybe because Raw is so terrible. They just do it better. They do everything better, and
I think a lot of it has to do with, it seems like it's clearly the show is meant for a different audience. I mean, Raw, I don't know who Raw is meant for, but it's not meant for me, clearly. SmackDown, at least, I don't know. It feels like it's focusing on a different aspect of their audience. I think their writers and their wrestlers both get a chance to breathe a little bit more. I don't know why. Couldn't tell you any of that, but it feels like they get to do things. The camera angles from the Undertaker thing when they were promoting him all night, where he picks up the hat and you see his shadow and that kind of stuff, like, that's just different and cool. They don't do that shit on Raw. So, I don't know, man. And I liked Otunga tonight during the Intercontinental Championship match. He was losing his mind, and it was good.
I didn't listen to anything any announcer said the entire evening.
The entire show? Well, Otunga was good. So, I don't know, man. I've got nothing else to say. I think it all worked pretty well. Another great show. I hope they beat Raw in the ratings today.
They won't.
This week. Probably won't, but you get
You know what? I just want to mention one last thing. the ratings, man. The ratings are just god awful.
They're not god awful. I
They
mean, they
are
did like
god-awful.
2.8, which is
No,
they
that's
did like a 2.8 last night for Raw, which is just what it is now, man. That's just
yeah. Well,
where they are.
it's awful. That's what it is.
Well, it's where they are. Like that's not. I'm saying that like over the scope of the year, it may be awful compared to other years, but TV is down across the board. NFL's suffering big. ESPN's suffering big. Like less and less people are watching television.
A Vince McMahon return would get over 4 million in the ratings.
No one. If he came back next week, it would not.
It has in the very, very recent past.
When?
The last time he came on television.
When was that?
It
It was around WrestleMania season, wasn't it?
was, yeah, WrestleMania, yeah.
Well, there you go. They do better ratings around WrestleMania season when NFL's not going on.
But Brock and Goldberg don't even get 3 million.
It's Brock, man. Brock is never drawn.
But Goldberg. And an interaction between the two of them.
Yeah, but like...
It's supposed to do better.
I mean, yeah, but like, okay, here's the thing with Goldberg. Like, he was a huge star back in the 90s, right? Huge star. But he hasn't really done anything since then. He's just kind of chilled and done his own thing and all that. So, like nostalgia for seeing him is big. Like, he's getting big pops and all that. But I don't know how many people he's drawing back in. It's different when you have The Rock, who is amazing and extremely popular and then goes to Hollywood, makes big movies, and then comes back. That's different than Goldberg. So.
No, I mean, it's... I don't know. The fact of the matter is they're sinking. And, I mean, they're not going to sink completely and be gone like WCW. But
no, they'll never sink to that level. But
something's got to give, though. I mean...
Well, they need to change their model, but Vince doesn't know how to do it differently. That was what the network was supposed to be, and even the network's not doing, like, wonderfully. So, man.
The network actually lost subscribers.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's what happens. If you're not this is how anything in marketing works. And, again, part of my degree, so I kind of know. If you're not offering something new, you're losing customers. So when you have this network, if you're not giving me something new, you're just going to lose people over time. And doing your consistent pay-per-views isn't new. So you gotta start offering new products, new ways to engage with this thing to where it keeps going. I'm not necessarily worried about the network in that, like, in the way the TV ratings are going. It's not like people are just done with the product, I don't think. It's just you have a lot of casual people, and you have to give them something, and you have to realize what kind of market is out there. And I don't know how well Raw does that or WWE does that. It just doesn't feel like they get it as much. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I feel like things are going to come to a head in WWE over the next 2-3 years, maybe 5, and they'll make a change, and it will probably be better off for it. So, but yeah, like the days of WCW and doing 4 million views, they're gone, or doing 4 million consistently are gone. You're never getting that back.
You know what I was just reminded of? I'm looking at the WWE website right now. There is actually one more match that is kind of important that we didn't talk about.
Oh, God damn it. Which one?
Brian Kendrick versus Kalisto.
Oh, yeah. They had Oni. Oh, yeah, I should totally talk about this because Oni Lorcan got his main roster debut. NXT dude, Biff Busick used to be on the Indies, I believe. He is really fun. I like him. And he got to fight Kalisto, and Kalisto botched a thing, and Oni made it seem like, yeah, sweet. Good job botching. I get to pin you now, and it worked well, and Kalisto gets the win. I like how they justified it on commentary. and Drew wouldn't know this because he wasn't listening to commentary, but they justified it on commentary by saying he has a very similar style to Brian Kendrick. He's very quirky and has some weird moves and works very stiff. That's a wonderful reason for having that match. Like, that's the background and the backstory that I crave. That's good. That's what I want. Make decisions like that. That's awesome.
So, with that being said, who do you think is going to win?
Kalisto. We gotta use 205 Live on SmackDown. More content. You know what I mean? I was just telling you about the marketing thing, and I feel like WWE's trying to create more content. I don't know if that's necessarily. I don't know how that goes. But anyway, they're trying. I just don't know if they're doing well. Anyway, point being, I think Kalisto wins. I don't understand I don't understand why all the cruiserweights on Raw are concerned that Kendrick will lose, because like it doesn't impact you really. Like, you're okay, cool. I'm just on a different brand now. I'm still getting paid by the same company. I'm still wrestling the same people. I don't know how that really. I don't know how that's a big deal. And you've only been on Raw for like a month, so whatever.
Yeah, I didn't really understand the whole I saw somebody on Twitter last week say, okay, so now Kendrick begged TJ to let him win, to make him, to lose, so this way he could win and be, I guess, relevant in the eyes of WWE.
Yeah.
So now everyone on the cruiserweight division should be begging Kendrick to lose, so this way they could go to SmackDown.
Well, I did like the dissension in the cruiserweight division with their segment yesterday, but again, they're just not booked well on Raw. Get them out of there. It's just not working. So get them on SmackDown. I liked how TJ called out what's his face, Kendrick, and then Noam Dar did as well, and so did Mr. Back of the Bus Sin Cara. So it was all good. I just want them on SmackDown. I think that's a better spot for them. 205 Live will be really fun. We can create a 205 Live review if you guys are interested in that.
I think we would probably group it in with SmackDown.
I don't know, man. I think we do 2 videos for more ad revenue.
Well, hey, it's not about the money.
Wait, I should have said that. Shit.
Fuck. Not about the money.
Oh, well. Yeah.
I don't know what Alex is talking about.
It's totally about the money. I want to do this for a career. It'd be fun.
It would be fun, wouldn't it?
Anyway, I think we've talked around fucking SmackDown enough. We're excited for Survivor Series. I am, at least. I don't know about Drew. We will be here Sunday if you'd like to. What now?
It's going to be very long.
Yeah, it's like 6 fucking hours. I ain't watching 6 hours of that shit.
Me.
Yeah, they're trying to make this into another like SummerSlam or WrestleMania-esque event, and I don't need another one, guys. Sorry.
Yeah, I really don't need that.
At least not unless you're going to make this look great. Anyway, my point being, I'm excited for the show, despite not wanting to watch 6 hours of it. We'll be here to recap it if you'd like to hang out with us. We'd appreciate it. That'd be fun.
Maybe we'll just live tweet the main part of the show and
leave the pre-show out of it, because I don't care about the pre-show. I just care about the main stuff. There's no stakes in the pre-show. Like any pre-show matches they're going to make on the. I know what Alex is excited for. Linda McMahon and the Trump administration with Naomi as Secretary of Glow. Fucking kill yourself, Daniel Price. Fucking kill yourself.
What just happened?
He said he knows that I'm excited for Linda McMahon and the Trump administration and Naomi as the Secretary of Glow. Get in a car with both those two people and kill yourself.
Naomi can live.
I mean, yeah. I guess.
McMahon can go.
She can take her family with her. Leave Triple H and Stephanie. I like Stephanie. And Shane. They're all cool. I shouldn't be wishing death on anyone.
No, I think
This
we're
is
at
a
that point.
fantasy world where I get to be an
Oh, no.
evil person. I think that's 2 weeks in a row where I've wished death on someone. I think that's a perfect way to end the show.
Let's not make that a recurring thing, please.
Shut up! I'll kill you.
Anyway, so yeah, that's pretty much it. Nothing else to talk about, right?
Nothing. Seeing the apocalypse on January. I'm not gonna let it die.
No.
Stupid politics. Anyway,
when the apocalypse does happen and everyone turns into zombies, somehow we'll find each other. Somehow, I don't know how. Maybe we'll use like transistor radios, or I don't know, but we'll find each other somehow.
come on, Mr. Walking Dead. You should know this shit.
Oh, trust me, I
You
have
know how to do the apocalypse.
I have plans, but I'm not going
You have plans.
I can't reveal them.
Gonna start punching people's eyes out with a baseball bat? Or whatever the fuck that happened on that show that made you cry? Spoiler, Drew cried.
Drew did not cry.
Drew cried. Drew totally cried.
Drew did not cry. Drew just was upset at what he was seeing because he likes characters on that show. Just like you would cry if Negan showed up on SmackDown and bashed Alexa over the head with a baseball bat.
Who the fuck is Negan? That's such a white girl name. Negan? Hi, my name is Negan. Is she white?
It's a white guy.
Oh, it's a white guy? Well, he's a white girl at heart.
No, he's really not.
And he likes Starbucks frappuccinos.
Yeah, he's really not a white girl at heart.
Shit. He totally is. He totally is. He just wants to, dude. He just wants to listen to his boy bands, and it's in his room. I don't know.
You're
this
terrible.
show's gone too long. Why is it still happening?
Because I'm just letting you.
Just end it. Just end it.
Well, you know what? Okay. All right. Goodbye.